What's up, RC friends? Anyways, we got some really cool news that we found somebody who would help us build batteries, because these battery building takes a long time, and having somebody willing to do it for you is very good, and to do it professionally.
Yeah, professional, meticulous.
Yeah, the proper battery, the proper type of welding, and
the right equipment too, the spot welder, all that stuff.
The right leads, etc.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of sizes, and we thought we would make these in sizes that would be a little different for the smaller ones, but some of these are very common. So the first one is the 21700 cell, and that's a 5000 milliamp stick pack. So this you would use you could use it. This could actually fit in a 3J model if there's room, and you would be able to fly for a month.
Especially an old one with a big baseball bat fuselage.
Obviously, this wouldn't work for a racing model or something real slim, but particularly a scale plane, anything with high amp draw. Yeah. This is a 25 amp continuous pack, so you can drain out 25 amps continuous. That's pretty cool.
So you can, that would also be great for a big aerobatic gasser or warbird.
Yeah, something with HV servos.
Yeah, you're pulling a lot of amps. That would be perfect right there.
We had them made with 2 leads
or
and 1 lead.
Yeah, you can choose one single or double lead.
Some people like the double lead. I don't like the double lead because where I use them, it's too much wire, but
just depends on your setup.
It depends on the switch too.
Yeah.
These are high gauge, thick gauge,
20 gauge.
20 gaugers, so that's going to hold those amps you pull out of it. But we also got labels on these packs. These are on the website, guys, so that you can
on the labels just give you some helpful information like max charge rate, max discharge rate, all that kind of stuff.
Right. Very, very. Obviously, with Lithium batteries, you don't have to cycle them. I know that some of the older guys will take a pack and drain it and then cycle it. You can't really do that to a Lithium pack, and you shouldn't. They also live the best when they're not fully charged. So if you bring them up to like 90% over the span of like years of using it, it's actually safer than continually peaking it out at 4.2 volts.
And all our packs are checked first and then charged, not fully charged, but
we charge them because if you let an unregulated cell sit for years, it will drop voltage, and if it gets too low, you can still peak it back up, but it's not safe. So to keep it safe, these are going to arrive at about 7 or 7.2 volts. Yeah, which should allow you to really have them for like 10 years.
And can you maybe talk about why is a safer choice than a LiPo?
Well, the biggest thing is that you don't have a battery pouch. It's not going to inflate on you. I don't know. Maybe for a crash, this is probably safer. Is safer than a LiPo. Being crushed and exploding.
Less prone to blowing up, punctures, catching fire, all that kind of stuff. So you want to charge them always on a lithium-ion setting.
Yeah, which is basically means you're going to cap it off at 4.2.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you keep it at 8 volts, 8.1, it's probably the best.
Yeah.
And you don't have to really worry about it. You're going to get your full day of flight for sure.
Okay, so that's the biggest one we have.
So this is for like big models, scale planes. You could, the guy building it for us can actually make 2 series, 2 parallel, so we can have 4 of these, and you'd have 10,000 milliamps.
Yeah. So let's go over that at the end with the custom options. But real quick, I'll tell them the dimensions on that pack. Yeah, it's 155 grams. And it's 142 millimeters long and 21.5 millimeter diameter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a little big, but not much bigger than the 18650.
Great for a scale glider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here you can see the difference from.
So the next one we're going to go over is your standard 18650 pack.
This is a standard. Everybody goes to this for the racing planes, the 3Js.
F3B, F3F.
I've seen some guys use it as a backup or backup BEC for a 5J, which is really heavy.
That's kind of crazy.
whatever you would want to use it for.
Yeah.
But this is a high quality Panasonic cell.
Yeah, really good
Lion.
cell.
The same, you know, it's the same. This is, I think, a 10 amp draw max continuous.
Yeah, I think it might be more.
Which one's this one rated at?
It's 17 amp.
17 amp continuous.
Yeah.
So that's pretty heavy duty for an 18650.
Yeah. Great for F3B or F3F.
That's like way more than you would draw. I think an F plane, even say with full ballast, would probably draw at the most 6.8 to like 7-8 amps.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in the air, but I'm calculating based on servo testing.
Yeah. This would be a safe choice for sure.
Yeah, very good for that.
And that one there is 100 grams, and it's 135 millimeters long and 19 millimeter diameter.
And you also get the choice of 2 or 1 leads.
Yeah.
So whatever you need.
Yeah.
And they're nice. They're beautiful packs.
Yeah, they're built really well.
Yeah. Now here, the next one is a really popular one, and it's because of the length.
Yeah.
This one is the 18500 Panasonic cell.
Yeah.
2000 milliamp.
Yeah.
And it's got quite a bit of a punch, and it's a lot smaller. You lose obviously you lose a little bit of the milliamps and a little bit of the continuous current draw. So
that one's rated for 7.6.
7.6, which is the most any glider would probably consume continuously.
Yeah.
But it will accept burst of much more than that.
Yeah.
How much more, we don't really know. But
you can test that out at home.
These wires are limited. You know?
Yeah.
You can test that at home.
And that one there is 100 millimeters long, same diameter, 19 millimeters. And it's about 73 grams for the dual lead and slightly less for the single lead.
Yeah, and we, on these labels, we have like the suggested max charge rate.
Yeah.
You can do a little bit more or a little less.
The info on the labels are very, very safe.
Yeah, this is what you should probably keep it to.
Yeah. If you're not in a rush, just be safe.
Yeah.
And follow what's on the label.
Yeah. And you know, these are very high quality cells, so
yeah.
You're doing pretty good there.
Now we're getting into some of the more interesting packs.
These packs were like kind of developed so that, you know, for special like circumstances, like for instance this one here could be used for a sloper, a vintage sloper with HV servos, or a PSS plane with high voltage servos.
I think that you could use this in a 2 meter or smaller 6 servo glider if it had like X08 size servos, real low draw servos. Like I'm thinking a toy 2 meter.
There you go. This would actually be perfect for a toy.
Absolutely.
Because on a toy build, you often have to mess with the servo deck too far back, so
the battery gets in the way.
18500 fits.
Yeah.
Now this is an 18350, so it's still 8.4 volts high voltage.
Yeah.
But you're shrinking quite a bit more, and this is 1100 milliamps. Mm-hmm. So it's still going to give you I don't know, maybe an hour or two of flight. I mean, we don't really slope for longer than an hour at a time.
Yeah.
So
when you get lower with the milliamps, you got to keep an eye on it. But I think that's going to be a really good solution for a lot of slope gliders, Woodies, RES planes, things like that. Or you could use that as a backup battery in a larger model, like a GPS model or something like that.
Yeah, this would give you enough power to land anything as a backup.
Yeah, and that battery is pretty hefty. It's rated for a max 10 amp discharge.
Continuous.
Yeah,
so this could accept a little bit higher burst. The burst is gonna come down to this wire. So
the limitation of the wire.
Even if this battery could take, say, 30 amp burst, this wire would not. So, anyways, so the wire kind of plays a little bit of a safety. Mm-hmm. But anyways, this is a really strong pack, high quality, should last you for years.
Those are great cells.
Another misconception about lithium batteries is that you have to replace them regularly, and the truth is that they've got a heavy amounts of cycling. The battery does not go bad after an off season. If anything, they last. Everything we knew about like nickel metal hydrates or NiCads, or none of that really applies to these kind of batteries.
Yeah, and they're in all electric cars that get continuously charged.
Yeah,
over and over again.
I want to say that this one here has at least 4,000 cycles, so that's a lot of charging.
Yeah, you're not going to charge your Model 4,000 times.
Yeah, no, you probably lose your Model after 500.
No, you probably charge it 20 times. Yeah. But so the specs on that one you picked up, that 2S pack, the 1100. It's 51 grams, so we're getting pretty light with the weight.
Yeah.
And it's 71 millimeters long, and it's the same diameter as the 18650, so 19 millimeter with the shrink wrap.
A very useful pack for tight spots.
Yeah.
With good amount of power.
Yeah.
And milliamp. And it's true 1100. This isn't like. We're not saying it's.
We're not making up numbers here.
And it's like 700, which is really common in the battery world.
Yeah,
very common.
The next one's really cool too.
This one is very cool. This is something that I would use for like a 2 meter sloper, like Woody.
Yeah,
something that where a AA size
that needs to go in your Sig Ninja.
Yeah, like a Sig Ninja is perfect.
Yeah.
But this is very cool though because it's a Lion pack.
Yep.
And it's a side by side. This is a 14500 cell, so basically the same size as a AA
battery.
And we're getting true 1000 milliamp, 8.4 volt.
Yeah.
With again a very impressive 10 amp draw,
discharge. Yeah.
Which is this is a very powerful pack. This is what you would want to use for some of the vintage moldies, or like I said, Woodies.
If you had like an old Airtronics Sagita or Aquila Grande.
This would be perfect.
But you would probably need to put that in about 3 pounds of lead too.
Because it's very light.
In the nose. Yeah.
It's very light compared to the Any Loop style quad.
Yeah, 2 meter Woody glider. Even on some of your nitro planes, if you have a small nitro plane or something, you could use that.
Anything where 8.4 is needed, really.
Yeah, and also again, backup battery.
Yeah, another very good backup battery because of the side to side. It could yield itself better than this one.
Yeah,
you could see the difference there.
Show that again.
Yeah, so the difference is in size. It just depends on where you're putting it.
Mm-hmm. And so the specs on that is it weighs 49 grams, so pretty light, 50 millimeters long. The height is 15 millimeters, or the thickness, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the side to side.
No, the thickness of is 15 millimeters.
Yeah, it's a 15.
And the side to side there is 29 millimeters.
Yeah, so very useful.
Yeah, I could see so many uses for that pack.
This is definitely a high punch here.
And now the last one we got.
This one's the coolest because there hasn't necessarily been a good solution for 1,000 milliamp single cell 4.2 volt solution. So this can be used for some of the DLGs. It just depends on your weight requirements.
I think guys with DLGs they're running single cell lipos that are like 20 grams.
Yeah.
And we're almost there. This pack is 24 grams.
So it's 4 more grams, but you get true 1,000 milliamp. You get Lion performance.
Yeah.
Now the last DLG I had a really shitty 1,000 milliamp lipo pouch that kind of worked.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked, but this for sure will give you 1,000 milliamps.
Yeah, and that's a hard lithium ion cell. It's not a rolled lipo.
Yeah, they're very safe and 4.2 volts. That's important because if you're running run cell, it gives you a little bit more power than a lipo. Lipo would be 3.2 or 3.6.
Yeah,
something like that.
I think that's going to be absolutely great for DLGs and also single cell battery backups on F5J.
This would be a perfect 5J backup battery.
Yeah,
this thing would truly allow you to land the model.
You could fly for 30 minutes on that pack. Yeah, with the F5J.
Yeah, this is true. Being that it's truly 1,000 milliamps, 30 minutes would be like.
Which, if you're in your round, if you're in a contest and you get the telemetry warning that you switch to your backup pack,
you still could run it.
You could run out your contest. You could run out the round and land safely.
That's actually very true because, you'd have the milliamp there to do that.
Yeah, you would.
On 5J.
So the specs on that really quick are, it's again 24 grams, and it's 50 millimeters long, and the diameter is 15, And if you really want to cut some weight, you could shorten the wire or peel the label off.
Yeah, you could. I mean, we because of the source we have now, we can change. We can.
Yeah, if we get feedback, we can change the packs.
Yeah, this is just what we thought was best, like what anybody would use.
Yeah.
And this also would be a perfect little battery for like I don't know, like one of those. Shoot, you could probably run like a Savage, a Son of Savage.
Oh yeah. If you had if you had
a really thin, small, like woody style sloper.
Yeah.
Or
what about those little someone's laser cutting those little micro wander kits? Or
this would be pretty good too.
Yeah.
It's about the size of one of those lipo patches. Those one cell lipo.
The Turniggy ones. Yeah.
Only the difference is this is true 1,000 milliamps. So that's a big deal, guys. It's real easy to draw your DLG battery, but I'm not a huge DLG nerd.
I'm not either. I can't throw them.
but I know this much. This is a really good pack.
Yeah. So then so we showed them all the packs we have in stock now, and let's go over if they want a custom pack or anything like that.
Yeah. So with this guy building it for us, we're able to you could, for a scale glider, you might want to have 2 series, 2 parallels, so 10,000 milliamps per pack, which is enough to fly like a month. It's just a lot of milliamp, and not a month, obviously, but you could do that in side by side, or you
so it'd be
could
like two stick packs side by side.
Yeah, or you can do like a giant
brick.
Brick.
Yeah.
And the leads can be changed too. We could go with different connectors.
Different wire.
You can also say we don't want any connector. Just give me a certain length of wire.
Yeah.
Whatever that. And the same is true for this. Maybe you're using these instead of this, and
Yeah.
And for all of them, actually.
Any of the cells.
Yeah. So all these, like Ollie said, you can snip these. We can also provide them with no connector.
Yeah. So if
I think some of the DLG guys use a different kind of plug.
Yeah.
So
a little BC plug.
It'd be really easy to swap it out.
Yeah. So if you have any needs for a lithium ion pack, we can get them built for you, and it could just be one pack. We can still get it built for you. And the other thing, there's a trend with like the standard size servos, like aerobatic models, gassers and stuff. A lot of guys are going to 12 volt servos. So a lot of manufacturers are offering 12 volt servos. So we could potentially do a 3-cell pack, right?
Yeah.
To fulfill those.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can do it. You can do a try of this, try of any of them actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. They would probably be this or this if they're. I'm thinking you're talking about like 100-inch.
Yeah, big gassers.
So it would probably be something like this done in a tri-pack.
Yeah, and
which would be enough. I mean, it'd be a tri 12 volt 5,000 milliamp. That's it's quite a bit.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and by joining the 3 cells, you'd be a monster.
Now we're missing one pack, which is the side by side 18650.
Oh yeah.
Which is like basically a transmitter pack, right?
Yeah, it's a transmitter pack. Like some of the JR guys are using the JR transmitter pack, and we can actually rebuild that for you, but we need to have the original pack because it has a very specific heat sensor that we need to use. Now, we can't just use any heat sensor because that circuitry is set for that resistance. So you would send that pack in, and we would send you back a rebuilt pack.
Yeah, I have
some of the hardware from the old pack.
I have a JR28X, and the batteries were toast, and we were able to basically put new cells in each of the 2 packs, and they're awesome now. So if you have a JR28X or an Elite or whatever, and you're looking for
more battery,
not only to replace old batteries, but these are better cells with more capacity than your standard packs. So you can send us in your old packs, and we'll have them rebuilt with the good cells.
Good cells, really good.
And you'll have really great batteries, and that goes for any transmitter pack, Futaba's and
as long as they use these cells and the configuration is like doable, then we can do it.
Yeah. So something to keep in mind.
Yeah, and I'm really happy with all these.
Yeah, they came out great.
Yeah, I know how to build batteries myself, and I know the work involved, so that I definitely like what I'm seeing here.
Awesome. Well, all these are now available on our site, and if you have any custom battery needs, just email us or call us, and we can basically get whatever you want built in lithium ion.
Cool.
Pretty cool. All right, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.